Okay, I know you guys can probably see me, but I've kind of screwed up the top half. And if I could remember how to fix it, I would. Give me a moment, guys. I better put myself on mute before I say something bad. Okay, so something happened to my audio. So I just said I'm probably done trading. So if you have any questions, feel free. Shutting. Well, I'll go mute at about 3 o'clock. So another hour and 20 minutes or so. The room will be open till 3:30. Did anybody get back to you, Syracuse? And they couldn't figure it out? They couldn't. I certainly can't. Because I would have thought that, yeah, any AI trade would show up in your positions. Yeah, well, of course, a manual trade, yeah, if you click within the AI, but that's just like any other alert window, then, right? Yeah, you just click on the alert, it's going to populate, and you trade it. But what you're talking about is now that might be just, I don't know if it's a limit in the simulator. I really don't know. Whoa, guys, who knows? ISPO. ISPO, a little bit of a bump here. It's actually come off 43. Definitely not for everybody. Vancha, yes, have a good long weekend. Yes, a great long weekend. I'm drooling already. Well, I mean, yeah, typically, you know, the big stocks, like you're right, the Nvidias, in the old days, Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all those stocks. But, you know, they've all been beaten up quite a bit over the last little while. But in theory, yeah, those are the sort of stocks that move with the market. I typically don't look at those because I'm always trying to find, well, we're just having a little discussion about alpha. The alpha stocks, the ones that are more or less like this one. I mean, look at this one. Look at the CMBM. Does it care what the market's doing? Nope. You know, it's marching to its own beat. It's an earnings play. Market's reacting well. Those are the sort of things I look at. But hey, not for everybody. Apple. Well, yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing, though. I mean, the stocks that follow the SPY, the overall market, are typically the more expensive stocks. So, you know, you have to deal with that. I mean, typically, some of these small stocks, like you know, they kind of trade on their own to a certain extent. Somebody else may have an idea, but I certainly don't. Nothing that's super cheap that is going to follow the market. I did see this is a real cheap one, eh? Flowtech or something, FTE. Yeah, real cheap one. Yeah, it's over the 200 day. That's one thing, but boy, has it been ever beaten down also. Yeah, relative volume is excellent. 18 times, 18 and a half times normal. All right, this one's making a little bit of a move. I mean, if you're really scrambling to try to find something, Troika, some volume coming in, TRKA, kind of little break out of here. Not much, it's about 5 cents off this consolidation. I mean, to me, is I mean, it hit $1.48 in the pre-market. Maybe it gets there, maybe not. Just absolutely not not just doesn't have a ton of room. All right, guys, I want to do a little experiment with my headset. I'm gonna put myself on mute for a couple of minutes. All right, I'm back. Well, this was a great early alert from the AI, and remember, looked like it was going to stall around that 2050 mark, and that's exactly what happened. And then it just fell. Oh man, anybody get this OEC? Boy, this has been a really nice one. Pretty reliable one. Just happened when I was on my break, unfortunately, but very reliable. Reliable meaning that you didn't have big giant green candles whipping you out of the trade. Meanwhile, again, see, oh, look at this, guys, little market turn. So bounces could start to work a little bit, depending how. Let's see if it takes this area out. If on the SPY takes this area out right here. So now you know what we've got. Well, there's half an hour anyway. And this has 9 minutes to close that candle, approximately 9 minutes. So maybe. Well, not trying to be not disrespectful. A trade 15, but if you usually only buy NVDA, what do you need any sort of a stock scanner for? I'm actually just trying to understand why. If you usually only buy NVDA, your favorite stock, why would you need a stock scanner at all? Or are you trying to expand your universe of stocks that you will trade? Yeah, speaking about the AMC, you're right, it is tracking the SPY pretty closely. You can just kind of see that if the SPY keeps moving this way, you can kind of see that with AMC, with all these little topping tails up here, if it can take out 815, I'm going to stick an alert there, so it takes out this area right here, and the SPY keeps moving. Let's say the SPY puts on a nice little, like a nice big move, you could easily see this, maybe approaching that 19 mark. I think I lost everybody in YouTube. I don't think anybody, or we just have a very dormant crew. Well, this one's on the move also, this no TV. Another pretty good one when you think about it because, it didn't care what the market was doing. Kept moving higher, a little bit of a pullback here, but no TV. No TV. So this one obviously got beaten up after earnings. February 10th, is this around the 10th? Yeah, so that got beaten up on earnings and it kept going down for 4 days afterwards, trying to have a little bit of a pop here. The next high looking left is 27.59. It's got a ton of room. This would be the type of stock that, if the market kept doing this and it based a little bit, and then it, right now, you're chasing it, but if it based a little bit, maybe for 30 minutes on a 15-minute, and then it popped again on volume, look at all the room it's got when you look left on the daily chart. And we're talking about NOTV, because the next high looking left is 27.59. So, there's $3 from where it is now. Problem is, you take it now, you're just chasing it. So why don't we do this? Let's say, you know what? I wouldn't mind taking this, but I want it to pull back to this level right here, 23.79. Okay? So pick how many shares you want to do that at. I'm going to put 23.79. This is how you can play pullbacks in our simulator. Simulator. Click the buy button, and you'll see on the blue line right on the chart. So if this pulls back to this level, right there, it'll take the trade. Meanwhile, let's hope Williams short works and it pulls back and then it takes the trade. Again, this is in the simulator. Meanwhile, that ain't, that is not looking like it's going to pull back anytime soon. And the other way, of course, you can do it, if you thought, well, you know what, if it ever took out a certain level above the current price, any stock, you could do exactly what I just did there. You pick how many shares, you put the price. Now, I love this, but they're bound and determined they're going to change this order entry. I don't like the new one, but hey, I have to go along with what the company wants. But I find this very simple. Anyway, you put the price and in both of these boxes, price and stop, and put a price above, and you'd see a blue line on top. So it would take the trade, I call that kind of a conditional breakout type trade. Now, at any time, if you don't want it anymore, you just go to your orders. For instance, if I were looking at this right now, for real, I don't mean for real as in the room, but for real, if this pulled all the way back here from this price, I probably wouldn't be as interested. I'd be more interested if it pulled back from here, just a little pullback. That would be a pretty steep pullback. So if I don't like it anymore, I just go to the orders and I right click and I cancel the order. Okay? So now that should disappear on the screen. There you go. So again, practice in our simulator. So it was not working. See, I can Could you hear me? You just couldn't post anything, but could you hear me and see the screen? Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna have to talk to the guys. All right. Okay, Chris. I'm just actually typing. I am here. So you see what I typed. So when you guys left yesterday and also today, when I tried to post something, it said I was disconnected. Yesterday, I was able to somehow regain the connection without losing everybody. Today, I tried. I thought the same thing, but evidently, the stream went down. So, but that's a bigger issue because that happened yesterday and today. You know, I always start to stream before you guys leave, and it's until yesterday it was fine, but today and yesterday when I tried to post something, that's when I realized, hey, it says I'm disconnected. So kind of weird. Talking to our people in YouTube, for those of you wondering here. Meanwhile, I put an alert here, guys, for the SPY, and the SPY took it out briefly anyway. So this has been a 1, 2, 3, almost. Well, this candle just started, but certainly 45 minutes of a little bit of a rebound. I'll bet you do, Chris. So consequently, some of the ones from from Zach's bounce play, the aforementioned hated one by William. Look at this one, bounced well, TOST. But it's looking a lot like the SPY, isn't it? So let's take a look at TWKS. ThoughtWorks. Now these are coming from the bounce plays from Zach, okay? Oh, there's no time limit, Linda. There's no time limit. Like if I can't answer it, I'll send you to somebody who can. Okay, but you can ask questions all day. So there's no time limit. This is somebody in our YouTube room. Listen, I can, but there are how many charts here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 12 charts here. Okay. So you know, if you're taking this test drive, you have a limit of 20 charts. But if you're a standard subscriber and you're not part of the test drive, you have a limit of 10 charts. So just remember that is a limitation. So if you're part of the test drive, then this will be no problem. But if you are looking at this and I'm going to share this, and you only have you're a standard subscriber, this won't work because there are 12 charts here. But yes, I can share it. File, load from cloud. Now this is what I do for my dock charts, or my docked windows. I name them starting with dock. Okay, and now I can see all of my docked windows right up here. Yeah, I'm on my dock windows. So now here's my dock chart layout. Share. Okay, here you are. Okay. Yeah, Linda, I don't know what you mean in terms of a limit. Oh, Vicky, you're an attention hog again. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Nice to see you again. There's no limit to YouTube streaming time. I don't know what you. I actually didn't even know what you meant by that. Talking to somebody in YouTube. Let me know if that worked, Jaime. Anybody else? I mean, those are my little charts. Okay. Of course, you don't have to have the same ones, but that's the format, and then you can change them to whatever symbols you want. Boy, this was a good one. This was a great one from Zach Scan, Topping Scan. Denver, are you still here? I hope you took this one. We were talking about the no TV, the way it was moving higher. And so we had the alert at 2486, right about here. Right there's the candle. It tried a little bit, and then it just, hey, listen, 25 is I know real doesn't agree with me, but I do think that the whole numbers do mean something. I know the algos shouldn't care, but 25 is a psychological number to get through. So Mookie, are you talking about the layout that you see on my screen? I can share that, yes, if that's what you're talking about. Or were you talking about my thumbnail charts? What were you talking about? You know what? I'm making the mistake. I asked 2 questions, and so when you say yes, I don't know what I don't know which one you're referring to. So let's do this again. Screen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I can share my screen. This is a layout. But before you do that, please make sure if you have a layout up and running, please make sure you do save it to the cloud. Okay? Make sure you save it to the cloud. I don't want something messing up if you load my layout that somehow you lose your layout and you can't get it back. So make sure before you do that, save your layout to the cloud. Okay? Promise me. Anybody? If you want, there's my layout. There's the link to the layout. Yeah, Denver, have a great long weekend. Okay, so I can give you that Jirmu. So I've got 2 scans from him, okay? Topping plays, share. Oops. Okay, and then bounce plays, share. Okay? So the first one is the topping plays, the second one is the bounce plays. Now, it depends on the style of trader you are. I mean, these are not easy, okay? I mean, it seems wonderful after the fact, but they're not necessarily easy because sometimes, you'll get an alert and it keeps moving higher. You'll get a second alert for the same stock. It keeps moving higher, and now you're in, well, what if I taken that first alert and shorted it? I would have been, wouldn't have been good. So, you have to have, boy, that OEC. It's a marvelous one. Marvelous. Look how nice this is, guys. That was an expensive break I had. OEC, 1791. Right at 1214. Right during my break. See that candle? Look, I mean, see the blue arrow? Look how beautiful it is from there. I mean, we had a little pause here, but nothing that was going to get you out of the trade. That's what you want to see. That's a, you want to, let me bring up a big 15-minute chart of that. So you had this little, the alert happened at right here, 1791. So just a little pause here, and then after that, look at this. So you actually, I mean, you could have waited, just a little bit. Just waited a little bit. Had the alert on this candle, waited a little bit, saw this little pull up and said, you know what? And then all of a sudden, when it took out the bottom here, look at this. I mean, from these are great percentage moves. I mean, you get a stock that moves from 1770 down to 1720. I mean, that's a great percentage move. Ooh, yeah, I can see. I'm not looking at the warrant, Poe, but I see the stock, ISPO. I see the stock pulled right back from 49 down to 45. Well, I mean, these are all 10-day daily breakdowns, okay? So, I mean, if you even just had this scan and then watched, okay, they're not all going to be an OEC, okay? They're not all going to be. I mean, this is, a lot of, look at DKNG at the beginning, 1856, but look what it did. It popped up and then it popped 1856 and then it got all the way up to it got down to what, almost 18? And then it got all the way up almost to 19. So, I mean, this is not quite as orderly. So, it's to me, it's more about, clicking on the alert, see how it's trading. I mean, look at this one. I mean, you could say, so I don't have a scan that's going to show you, OEC, something else that's going to be just like OEC all the time. I mean, this is not necessarily normal that a stock doesn't have the gyrations, okay? Well, I mean, it is a 10-day daily breakdown, but look at the other ones. I mean, yeah, PPC worked out not too badly, okay? The thing is, we don't get too many. So it's not like all of a sudden you have 100 of them, you're trying to sift through 100. So all of a sudden, if you get one, you just watch it for a bit. And most of the time, these are, there's got to be some news usually for a 10-day daily breakdown. Most of the time, it's probably an earnings play. But sometimes it could be, bad news. Now, for those of you who are really adventurous, I can show you a scan or an alert window, and this is how you can kind of build scans based on, you know, a stock that you've seen move. So let me, and this is advanced. It's called the Stocks Like This template. All right, so this is what you see. It may be good, Harry. I just don't do that, but it may be good. I just don't. If maybe somebody else in the room. I know we do have some linear regression alerts, but I just don't do it, so I can't tell you. So let me explain what you're seeing here. We do have something called the Stocks Like This, okay? But I think this is way better. And so what I've done is, this is just an alert window, and I have got all these columns up here. Okay, you know, you can add as many columns as you want. These are just filters. So the idea now is that now you can put a single stock in here. I'm going to show you how, and then you can see what our servers were saying at exactly the time that all these alerts were happening. Okay. So for instance, I mean, I'll take OEC as an example. So the first thing I'm going to do, configure, and I go to the symbol lists, and this is a drop-down menu, and single symbol. Okay, so I'm going to put in OEC. Okay, now what I want though is, say, making new lows all the time. Okay, so I'm going to select my alert. Get rid of this. I mean, you can use any alert you want, but I'm going to use the new low. So every time OEC make a new low, you're going to see all of the values that the server was seeing. Now I'm going to get rid of this filter. Okay, so that's all it is, just new lows. Again, this is advanced. So now what I do is I run a history. Okay, now you see what's happening here? Every time, so at 210, well, let me sort on the other way. Yeah, let's go old as. I'm sorry. I forget that. Just give me a moment. There's the LKQ, by the way. It is now breaking down. It just breaking down a little bit here. I know Denver's gone, but just give me a moment here. I just screwed this up a bit. Give me a moment. What we're going to do, I'm just going to bring it back. I'm not going to try to figure it out. All right, I'm going to start from scratch here. Okay, so now you can put any column header you want, okay? So I'm going to do this again. Configure, symbol lists. I want to put OEC. Say okay. I want to get rid of this. I want to every time it made a new low, add the alert, new low, get rid of this. And I think I had one filter in here, which I don't want. Okay, this is, okay, now I can run it. Now I can do history today. So what this is telling me every single time, I'm going to go all the way back here, and this at 9:30, okay? This was the volume, this was the gap in dollars, this was the gap in percent. This is telling me it's an earnings date after hours yesterday. This is the relative volume, which is huge. So you can kind of see this is what all the values at the different times it made a new low. Okay, every time it made a new low. So in theory, you know, if you said, well, I'd really like to know what happened at 152 because that's when something really happened, you'd say, okay, you know, maybe create a price range between whatever, you know, $1 and $20, minimum volume 1 million. You know, the gap is 7%. Okay, make it at least 6%. You see what I'm doing? You can kind of create an alert from all these values, and as many. No, you don't want to have so many values. Otherwise, you'll never get any alerts probably. But and you can use different headers to show you what our system is showing at the time. Different filters. These are just filters. Again, this is an advanced topic. Okay. I don't want to overwhelm anybody who's brand new, but I know some of you want to really get into the weeds, and so I will share that with you. Anybody who wants to really play around. I just created that a long time ago because, you know, the stocks like us or stocks like this, we do have a feature like that, but it's 5-minute increments. I just did, and I didn't like the way it was laid out. This is instant. I mean, this is right to the second, telling you exactly what happened. You know, right at the second. This is what our server is seeing, and this is kind of how you can build, you know, a scan. But advanced topic. Well, reversals, I mean, I got a gap continuation or reversal scanner, Harry. Okay, you can look at this. So you could put hook in there as an example, Syracuse. You could put hook and you could see everything, you know, at a certain time, what all those values were. Okay, so that gap continuation or reversal scanner is available on my homepage. What time is it? 2:22. On my homepage. Well, I made the window. That's like, you know, that's my scan, Syracuse. It's not. It's an alert window, and so I made. It's like asking me, well, where did I get this or this or this? I made it. You won't find it anywhere else. I made it. Does that make sense? What does it mean, your style of trading? Okay, some people don't like my style of trading. And when I say that, I mean some people don't like the idea of trying to take stocks near the high or the low of the day. And that's fine. Some people really prefer waiting for a pullback of some sort. Okay? As an example. So that could be your style. You know, maybe that makes more sense to you. You know, I don't want to take a stock near the high of the day. You know, it's already up, so it's already up too much. So I'd rather, you know, develop a style that when I see a stock near the high, maybe an LKQ, maybe I wait for it to pull back to 49. You know, right here. That could be your style. And there's Poe. He says, you know, that's his style. It's not my style. It doesn't mean I'll never do it, but I don't concentrate on that. We've got people in here that just look at stocks like this. You know, bounce plays. They want to see stocks that are beaten up and maybe trying to bounce. Okay? Or stocks that are really, you know, moving higher up here and then shorting them. Okay? And it all, you know, you don't know your style until you've tried to figure out something that really works for you. More importantly, maybe even matches your. Oh, look at, by the way, guys, look at the SPY. This is a great move here. Great move going into the long weekend. A lot of it is, well, what makes sense to you? You know, what actually makes sense to you? And you won't know until you try a few things. This is a nice move for the SPY for sure. Well, let's see if we can get back up here. So for instance, you know, if you liked to play bounces from here to here, you were probably not doing very much. When I mean a person who likes to play bounces, probably not doing too much. But all of a sudden, when the market starts doing this, bounce plays will certainly work a lot better. Okay, so if you were only a bounce player, you'd probably be sitting on your hands for a long time today until something like this happened, as an example. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not just because it's at the high of the day that I take it long. I mean, again, or if it's at the low of the day that I take it short. I mean, a lot more. There's a lot more to it. You know, I mean, just because if something is making a high of the day, and it's, you know, 10 straight 15-minute candles up, well, of course you're chasing it. So for me, something making a high of the day, it could mean something. Okay, maybe it's inching up, inching up. It pauses just underneath the high of the day, and then all of a sudden some volume comes in and it takes out that high. That'll get me interested. So it's not just because it's making a high of the day. Listen, it's not easy. There was no formed exchange current backtest results. I mean, no, there isn't. No. You know, but some. You two, a great long weekend. Put a little L between the G and the W. Thanks for showing up for a couple of days. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, you can try different things. I mean, I used to share a trend reversal. Well, listen, you can even go here. You know, click on our doc channel bar, or click on new and then doc channel bar. I think we even have a reversal. Don't we have a reversal? And you can check to see what sort of alerts you're getting from it. Because most people don't short, you know, that's why we don't have. Eyes are getting a little. We used to have a reversal scanner. Maybe we took it out. We're running swing idea. Well, swing idea. You can even look at the swing ideas. I think a lot of the swing ideas are stocks coming from the bottom. I think I'm going to just click on the old channel bar. I thought maybe we have the reversal here. I can't load it for you because it'll get rid of my. Okay, no. So I created one a long time ago. I can share it with you. You can take a look at it. I think I called it trend reversals. Even though I don't really use it that much anymore, you know, I never get rid of it. Trend reversal up shared. Okay, there you go. So you can take a look at it. Yeah, see, I don't backtest at all, okay? If I backtested this, you know, this would probably look horrible. I don't care. I don't get very many alerts. And so I check the alert. I see whether or not I kind of like the trade or not. If I, you know, if I was getting, well, I would never have a scan that's going to give me so many alerts. So I don't backtest anymore. Backtesting is a real painstaking thing to do, okay? I used to backtest years and years ago. I don't have the time anymore. I don't have the wherewithal anymore. But you know, when I get an alert, I'll make up my mind if I like it or not. But I'm not getting so many alerts. Okay, Canoe. Does Trade Ideas have tabs windows that we can watch on multiple monitors? Not sure I know what you mean. I have 3 monitors as an example. So I don't know what you mean by tab. Oh, I know what a tab is, but I'm not 100% sure I know what you mean. Okay. What do I watch on my 3 monitors? Well, as an example, I've got my thumbnail charts. Okay, I've got my thumbnail charts. There's the AMC, guys. Remember I was saying the AMC taking out this. Let's click on the alert and let's see what's happening with AMC. You see, oops. AMC just taking out this. Now, if the market continues to move higher, I mean, this has a chance, you know, to keep going. You know, it's just taking out this little area here, and if you look up here, I mean, 19. I'm not saying it's getting there, okay? And I'm not saying to anybody take this trade, but you can kind of see, you know, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topping tails sort of in the same area. Breaking through that, it has a chance to start filling in this area, and you know the market will help it. So I've got different scans. I've got some other scans on my other monitors, but I've also got my thumbnail charts as an example. So all I do is when I shut down Trade Ideas and I open it again, everything is going to be where I want them to be. So I don't know if that answers your question exactly in terms of tabs, but yeah, SPY, excellent. Come on, go, go, go. Dow's just down a little, SPY's just off a little. Market having a little bit of a comeback. I've got my 10-day daily breakout, you know, on another monitor. I've got 3 monitors. I have the AI on another monitor. No, no. No, that's not true though. I mean, I've got the AI on another monitor. That's a scan. Okay? I've got the gap continuations or reverse on another monitor. These are scans. So it's not, you can arrange it any way you want. There you go. I like the L in there. Have a great long weekend, Charlie. Yes. Now, come on, Margaret. Don't break our hearts here. Keep moving higher. Go long, William. Go long, young man. All right, guys, we're almost getting to the end of when I'll be on a mic. I usually mute myself at around 3 o'clock. If I have to, I'll get back on the mic if there's a question that needs miking. I'll keep the room open till 3:30. So just one last talking about our test drive. There is still time if you think it's worth it. It costs you a little over $2 a day. Just going to put the link in here. It'll explain what it is. All right, so the test drive. So click on the test drive link. So, obviously you sign up now, the market's just, the day's almost, but you can still use the program. For the balance of today and all weekend. Obviously there's no live data on the weekend, but you can still play around with the program. You can create alerts, you can create top lists, you can scan, so you can still use the program. Obviously the market's not live, but you can still use the program. So it goes to the 28th. That is the Monday the 28th, so that's inclusive. You do not get, and it cannot be extended. So basically you'll get 5 trading days, okay? So a little over $2 a day. If you think it's worth it, do it. We only do this about 3 to 4 times a year. And when the test drive is over, it's over. Nothing to do. We don't put you into a subscription. There's nothing to unsubscribe from, okay? And you can see right there, another 8 hours. So you have midnight tonight, it's over. Midnight Eastern time, it's over. And if you're part of the test drive, please save all your work to the cloud. Everything that you do, save it to the cloud. If you create a layout, save it to the cloud. Save individual scans to the cloud, okay? Why? If you decide that you do want to take out a subscription later on, and later on could be a year from now, 5 years from now, or a day after the test drive is over, as long as you use the same email address that you use for the test drive, all of your work will be there for you, okay? So save everything to the cloud. Another reason, of course, is generally to save everything to the cloud. You can have trade ideas on as many devices as you want. I'm working on a desktop. I have a laptop. I have several tablets. So I have trade ideas on all of them. And all I have to do, if I'm starting from scratch, say I buy a new laptop, I just download the program, but then once the program is downloaded, then I just file load from cloud. File load from cloud, and I can load my layouts, I can load individual scans, so you don't have to recreate everything one device at a time. Now you can only have trade ideas loaded one device at a time, but again, saving it to the cloud, you just don't have to do your work over and over again. And also one huge reason, even if you just have a desktop or a laptop and that's the only device you've got, if anything happened to your device, well, real pain, But as long as you saved it to the cloud, if you had to get a new laptop, for instance, well, okay, you get your new laptop and then load it from the cloud. Okay? Now my home page. Just one last look at my home page. And again, if you're going to if you're in the test drive and you haven't done this, you probably should try this anyway. Okay, you click on my link. So we do have a promo on right now, Chief 20 for 20% off. Okay, let me make sure they corrected that. Okay, we're making some pricing changes, and this is not working. So just give me a moment, please. Okay, wait a minute. I think I see what they're trying to do. Give me a moment. Ah, okay. Now I see. Okay, guys. So we are having actually a nice little price reduction here. Okay, so we have reduced the price of a premium. Well, it's going to go out, I guess. So you're going to take out a premium right now. It's $19.99, which works out to, I see what they're doing, which works out to $167 a month. Okay. Of course, and then the 20% discount. So you would take a 20% off that. Or the standard is $9.99, which is works out to $84 a month. I see what they're doing here. But again, you can apply that promo code. So we've got a bit of a price reduction going on right now. We talked about that during the marketing meeting. So okay, so you can use that promo code. So this is our new pricing now. I see what they're doing. This confused me. I thought they were saying this is the monthly, but so this works out on the premium on annual. It works out to $167 a month if you take the $19.99. But actually, it'd be less. You take 20% off that using that Chief 20. Okay. So more information on my home page. So again, here's a promo code you can use. So the new pricing. Get Trade of the Week. Send it to the, this is free before the market opens every Monday morning. Stock of the Day video that I do at noon Eastern. All the education. I'll go over it again. Lots of new people still. Here's our user guide. Comprehensive. You're wondering about anything that we've got. The toolbar, channel bar, alert windows, top list windows. Go down here to see the stock racing. You want all the information about stock racing right here, okay? Docking. You're interested in docking windows and things like that. We have a docking section right here. And then it's a full table of contents. So you can search. Here's the table of contents. You can scroll down or you can do a search to find out, something. The introductory lessons. Now we'd look at that probably first if you're looking at this the first time. Very, very quickly explaining what a top list window is, building them, alert windows, creating them, etc. All the way down to the AI, which we nickname Holly. So Chris will be there. Chris, when I shut this room down at 3:30, Chris will be in our YouTube room between 3:30 and 4:30. Okay, so you can head over there. I'll put the YouTube link in before I do shut the room down. And daily webinars. We're back on a normal schedule, not next week, but the week after, I guess. And but you can sign up for them all here. And then if you're new to trading, back to basics, all free. You know, you gotta spend some time. The last but not least, my scans right here. All the scans that I'm sharing. Okay, so lots of information here. Education and scan section. Save my link. Then you can look at this anytime you want. Well, the monthly cost has not changed, Jay, okay? The monthly is still the same. What they've done is they've reduced the annual, okay? So the monthly, if you go month to month, you know, it is still the same. Let me just bring it up. So if you click on Get Trade Ideas, okay, and you toggle over to month, it's still the same, 228, 118. You can take the 20% discount using that Chief. We'll probably have after the test drive, there might be a better discount. I don't know, but right now, if you want to take it right now, you get a 20% discount, okay? And then this is what you pay going forward. What they're doing here is they're reducing the annual subscription. I don't know what it was before, $2,200. So they've reduced it to $2,000, and this is now $999. What was it? I don't know, can't remember anymore, $1,068 or something. So they've reduced the annual. That's what they've done. $2,268 a year, okay. And $1,068 a year. Thank you, Chris. So the annual was $2,268 a year. It is now $1,999. What they're trying to highlight here is that, you know, if you took an annual at $1,999, this is what you'd be paying on a monthly basis. Just divide 12 into that. But we still have a 20% discount to offer off this. Okay? My guess is that that'll be the biggest discount now. Okay? Because we've reduced the annual prices. So that's my guess. I only work here. Okay? I don't make these things up. Okay. This is brand new, guys. This is literally today. So if you took out a standard subscription right now, it'd be $9.99 minus 20% if you're brand new. Okay? Oh, appreciate that, Chris. But don't rush. Don't rush. Okay? So if you took out a subscription right now, you don't have one right now, so the standard would be, let's call it 1,000 minus 20%, okay? Because you can apply that 20% discount. So in essence, $800. This is just trying to, I know it's a little confusing. You gotta, you know, this is basically at full price, $9.99. That works out to $84 a month. At full price, $19.99. That works out to $167 a month. That's why these are like that. But again, you can apply a 20% discount to this, so that of course would be reduced. All right, well, look at the OEC. I mean, again, print this chart out, guys. Take a chart or create a chart with OEC on it, 15-minute chart, and that's what you want to see. And I said, it's got a shot to get down to the 17 level. Why? Because there's the next, stop it, there's the next low looking left. See, there's the next, why is it doing this? Why is my cursor doing this? For some reason it's doing this on the daily chart. I don't know why. Anyway, that low right there is about 17. And I said, okay, it has a shot to get down to 17. Well, it's at 1707 now. There must be a reason why it's turning into the crosshairs here. Anyway. Syracuse Pro, I don't really know. You can ask. I really don't know. You can send something to info. They might ask for your, if you're a veteran, they might ask for your whatever you use to prove that you're a veteran, but okay. So guys, Chris says he's going to take over in the YouTube room sooner than 3:30. So if that happens, he's going to let me know when that happens. So I might shut the room down, okay? It's been a long week. And so I might shut the room down. And you guys, if you want, you can head over to YouTube. I mean, it's not too active right now anyway. Or, you know what, I'll keep the room open till 3:30, this room here, okay? I will keep it open till 3:30. And you guys can still converse amongst yourselves, but I will put the YouTube link in because Chris will be there. And you can ask him tons of questions. Right, Chris? I am going to have a great long weekend. And it's even official because in British Columbia, it's actually a holiday also, not President's Day, obviously, but there's some made-up holiday called, I think, Family Day or something like that. So our government said, you know what, there should be one long weekend every month. So they created one in February a few years ago. And it just happens to coincide with President's Day, so. No. I haven't seen a trade from the AI after. I mean, it's not that, I don't know if there's an official cutoff, but it's rare that you'll see one even after 2 o'clock. Okay, it is rare. We used to have one, but I guess it hasn't made the cut for a while. We used to have one called Power Hour Strategy, which would only kick in at 3 o'clock. But I don't think it optimized very well at all. I never liked it, ever. But so I don't know if there's an official cutoff anymore. But typically, I would say most of the alerts you're going to get before noon. Before. And then you can watch them. Remember, it's a watch list too. Just because you get an alert here doesn't mean you can start watching those that are on there. Sometimes they pull up a little bit, pause, and then maybe move more. So you can. It's like a watch list all day long. Bouncers toppers is in my list of scans. Yes. Didn't I? And I gave you the trend reversal, didn't I, Harry? It's not in my trend reversal scanner is not in my list of scans. No. But bouncers toppers is, yes. You can send something to. Well, I can send you to the homepage build, and you can ask the questions. Just give them your email address so they can look up your account. Okay. Let me give you the homepage link. Oh, it's definitely different. It is definitely. I'm going to have them up and ready. Sorry, yes, build. So there you go. So just start a live discussion. When you click on the link, this is what you'll see. And then eventually something pops up saying, there we go, questions and answers. So just make sure, just give them your email address and so they can look up your account and they'll let you know, okay? I'll get them all fired up for next week, Cam. Who knows? Maybe with this, well, certainly yesterday with those SPACs, maybe we'll get some more interest again. Look at the SPY guys. That was a nice little red bar, but now it's a green bar. So this is turning into sort of a red bar ignored. You guys were talking about sound. Oh, I missed this one entirely. Well, big. So an IPO about I guess last month. Yeah, January 17th. So about a month ago. Yeah, so I'll have to give them to you. I don't have them like in a. I'll just give them to you, okay? Now, remember, don't have so many scans that you get overwhelmed. But yes, take a look at them. Take a look at them. But, try to pick, just maybe 2 or 3, and that's it. Don't get too overwhelmed. So this is the topping play. Okay. And then this is the bounce play. Does TI hang during high market volatility? Any benchmarks? I don't understand the question exactly. Does it hang? Do you mean will it not trade? Okay. It's possible there was one other time it didn't trade. It did not trade during Brexit. Brexit, okay? And I can't remember. There was one day not that long ago that it may not have taken a trade. But it's the only. Definitely, it did not take any trades during Brexit. But it's rare that it will not have at least one trade. Oh, I see. No, 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 no. No, no. I've never seen the application freeze. I see what you mean. I'm sorry. I thought you. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought you were talking about the AI. I saw TI, and I know you. I know you said TI, and I was thinking AI in my head. Okay. And on the day of Brexit, no, no. As William says, I can't remember the last time trade ideas actually froze. Yeah, the backtest option, I mean, I don't do it, but yeah, you can take an alert window. You can create your own alert scan, and then you can backtest it. And it'll tell, and if you go to the guide, it'll show you all about backtesting. Basically, what you're doing is you're saying, okay, I built this scan. I wonder if it's any good. Good meaning, what did it do over the last 90 days? You pick a time frame, okay? And so what it does is, this is, say for argument's sake, the basic new highs. So what it would do is it would, with these filters in place and a stock making a new high, it would look back over the last 90 days, all the instances that this happened, okay? And then you'll get a nice little graph, and it'll show you, well, if you take in every trade where that happened, this is what you would have made or lost. Okay? And it is part of our premium service, but it's open. If you're part of the test drive, you can do it. And so if you saw something with a decent equity curve, not great, but decent, now you can start, and I don't do this, I just don't have the time, but then you can start playing around with the backtester. Maybe because you can look at things like, okay, was there a time of day that was better than others? You don't want to cherry pick it too much, but you might see, well, afternoon trades were awful with that scan, but in the morning, in the first hour, things were pretty good. So maybe I'll just look at that scan in the first hour. Maybe there's a price range that looks a lot better than another one. Maybe I'll just concentrate on that price range. Things like that. Yeah, so what William meant is that, we're at the mercy, of course, of a data provider. All right, so sometimes, and we can't control that. Typically, if our data provider has an outage, or there could be outages elsewhere. I mean, we've had situations where many data providers have gone down, and, for a while, for some reason. So if our data provider cannot provide us the data, then we nothing we can do about it until they get back up and running. But as far as our servers going down, I mean, can it happen? Yeah, it can happen, but it's very rare. And it's actually got nothing to do really with the volatility. Look at this market, guys. Come on, Naz. Join the party. So the SPY has just gone basically flat. Dow is just a little bit positive, and the Nas is coming up the rear. Boy, I can't believe this pre-market trade I took. It seems like a year ago. Traded this one in the pre-market. Did really well on it. This is this NRGV that was so active yesterday. I'm up for a rally, Shady. All right, guys. Actually, it's 3:03 right now, so I'll just put the announcement in. So room will be open until 3:30. I will put myself on mute unless I have to hop in. So Chris, you may as well. You can start the regular time if you want, but put myself on mute unless I have to hop in there and answer a question. Okay. And I will put the YouTube link in, so I'll let you know when Chris is over there. He says he might be there. If you want to start now, that's fine. If you do want to start now, that's fine. Just let me know, and I'll put the YouTube link in. Oh, you want started? Okay. All right, guys. So if you want to head over to YouTube now, Chris is there. He can answer all sorts of questions. So I will put the link in. Okay. And so now I'm on mute. And Chris, I will stop streaming in YouTube. So you've taken over.
All right, looks like we're good to go. Perfect. As you can hear me feverishly typing away. So, all right. Happy Friday, everybody. Closing out week number 1 of Test Drive here. Heading into a 3-day weekend. Of course, test drivers will get all next week and then the following Monday. So again, we do this open forum style here, so fire away questions for me. And then, of course, if you don't have questions and you're going to give me the silent treatment, so be it. I'll try to come up with some interesting stuff for us to look at here, and talk about and think, and all those things like that. So I know I really haven't had a chance to look at markets at all today. I've kind of had a couple of days that I could trade early this week, and I gave up on trading for the rest of the week on Wednesday, basically. Just a little too much support going on for me to be able to really look at markets. But yeah, so I'm looking to SPY for the first time since 10 o'clock this morning, and looks like a rally going on here. I was listening to Barry talk about it. So, well, we'll see what happens here. This just, shorts now covering after a couple of good days here. We look at it like this here. Is this possibly a double top? Hard to know right now. And then, anybody short did nice here. We can call that a bull trap possibly, and we're headed back down again. Is that likely? Possibly. So, and again, kind of open forumish here. I'm still doing a lot of troubleshooting here and things like that, kind of behind the scenes. So, please fire those questions away from me. This is, much nicer for all of us when you're asking the questions. I just never know what way to take things other than going through charts and some ETFs and things like that to kind of cover the overall market charting wise. But, whatever your scanning questions are, anything like that, please, fire those away for me. That's what I'm here for. So let's see here. Anything coming in for me? No, nothing yet. So, all right. I'm running races all day today. And, I had to restart my layout several times, troubleshooting other people's layouts and stuff. So it's kind of a bummer. I like to see the total on these races here. Um, Kind of exciting to see how many times something's won. I run 3-minute races at a clip. And so, especially let's say, I start running the races right about 9:30, 9:30 and 30 seconds, something like that Eastern time. And so by, like 9:45, 9:50, if I see something that's run and 1, 2, 3, 4 races in that time, that's something I want to be paying attention to for, the duration of the day, setting price alerts on things like that. So just kind of thoughts there. So that's that on that. What else can we look at here today? I have not been maintaining my like list at all this week, so this thing probably looks really sloppy and bad now, I'm sure. At this point with P10, yeah, it fell apart. So and you're all still giving me the silent treatment over here. Volume is low. I've got it up as much as I can. I've checked everything that I possibly can here. And again, if you all have questions, please fire those away for me here. I'm kind of reading some support files right now and digging through some stuff. Alright, I finished it off again. Just I was going through some support files. Someone could not understand why their strategy wasn't working, and because it was working exactly the way it was supposed to work, the way they set it up. And that's that. So I find it in the files, and I send it on to them to what they need to do to readjust things. So, alright, let's get into this a little bit here. You're all giving me the silent treatment. How am I going to make this interesting? Alright. I know Barry busted out that stocks like this template, alright? So I'm going to go the opposite way and show you the stocks like this page. Alright, so what everybody's going to want to do here, a new link, we're going to bring this over here. Alright, so if you were on our home page here, alright, and then I'm gonna coordinate between the two different items here with what Barry was going over and this one here. So if you come to support, Sorry, just let me get this message. All right, so like I said, we're on the home page. We come to support, and if we scroll down here, we're going to look for traders area. All right, and on this traders area here, we're going to look for stocks like this right here. All right, and that's going to bring us to this page here. Now, this does not have the same amount of history that our scans hold. It also does not hold much, if any, history for OTCs and pink sheets. So, it's limited in that regard. But, if you're looking today and you're like, gee, this stock, whatever, did this crazy thing today, you can put that in there and get a snapshot for what it did, a 5-minute snapshot. Or you could change it. You can make it 10, 15, 30, 60 minutes. All right. And everything here coming in here has to be 15 minutes delayed. All right. So, for example, we're just going to bring up AAPL. We're looking at Apple, and let's look at Apple, what Apple is doing on the open here. All right, so we click submit, and we can see every alert that Apple met. So in that first 5 minutes, Apple made a new high on the day, a new low on the day, new low bid ask, new high ask, crossed below open, crossed above open, trading above. All these alerts, every single one of these alerts that you see here, Apple satisfied that in the first 5 minutes of trading. Then we can look at all these filters here. So here was Apple's price range over that 5 minutes, all right, the minimum price range, the maximum, all right, what its average daily prints are coming into the day, what its average 5 days of shares, 10 days of shares, 3 months of shares, so on and so forth. So we can go back and we can back engineer a stock that made whatever move that we might be interested in. So, if you're interested, you want to be using, let's say, 5-minute volume percent, or you're looking for a relative volume ratio, or you're looking for the average true range. Today's range you even want. You want a 5-day range, all these different items that are in here. All right. You can go back and back engineer a scan just by doing this here. All right. And, everything is going to be in here, including if you have any, if you have any custom filters that are in here too. And if they're true or false filters, they'll return if you added true or not on any of it. All right. So, these are all the things that you can do with the software to back engineer scans. So when, you're saying, you're asking, hey, how can I get a scan that attaches stocks like this? Well, you use the stocks like this page. Now, what Barry has done, and he was kind enough to share with me, and of course this is modifiable and things like that. He created this whole template here, stocks like this template, all right? And all he did essentially was, if we right click and come into the configure the scan, he just took a whole bunch of columns and added it, the ones that interested him for looking at the statistics of any stock. And then of course he comes in here and he selected, he has new high as the alert, but you could select different alerts and play around with that. And so we would get the statistics for any stock. So just again, we're going to use symbols list. All right. So when using this, go all symbols list, then go single symbol again. And, we could look at Apple. If I could type it right. There we go. All right. And we can see whenever Apple made a new high on the day and what those filters were based on what we have up here for columns. And of course, if you don't, you don't like a certain column or you want one that's not there on this, you just come down and you can find whatever that column is. Let's say change in 20 days isn't there and that's what you want to look at. You just go show column. And if you have columns you want to get rid of, these are the selected columns that you're looking at, and you can move them, left to right, just like that. All right. So that's how that's done. So again, we can come in here and, like I said, I can look at, one stock here. I can, pick whatever stock I want, and there we go. All right, so here's Apple. That's the last time it made a new high on the day, it looks like. So if I go history and I go today, all right, so we can see all these new highs that Apple made on the open, and that's it. Apple will make a new high for the rest of the day after 9:31 a.m. and 21 seconds. And we can see that right here. Look, so there's the high of the day on Apple and getting killed on it. Hey Kev, yeah, it was a tough start to the week for the AI. Yeah, I think she's doing well today. I didn't. Uh, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at anything today. So, yeah, look at that. That's nice. All right, so she had a tough week earlier on, and then yesterday I know she turned it on real well, and again today. I'll say this for sure. It goes back to the optimizing process and the machine learning of it all. Um, Look, when she was having trouble early in the week, look at this. All right, we'd just come off a down move, and then all of a sudden we bounce for a couple of days, and so she's optimizing based on this down move for a few days, and then this happens, all right? And so she's kind of been optimized based on a lot of down moves recently. And now all of a sudden, we've got this down move beautiful today. And what happens? All these short strategies end up killing it. Heck, even this long one looks like it was all right for a second. Let's take a look. I didn't look at this today, but 83 on the max profit. Yeah, look at that. That's not too shabby. Let's scroll that out on a 5-minute chart here. Look at that. You get this entry here. All right. And you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 minutes or so that you had this trade moving up, So some meat on that bones for sure on that trade. Nice, not bad. Even this trade here, so this one's a funny one. So this is a funny one, and someone had come into our chat earlier, a gentleman I believe is on the test drive, and he was asking questions about it, and I hadn't really looked at the AI, so I was a little bit disoriented when he was asking about it at first. But so it's funny what happened here. So the exit reason and the exit price is always our conservative price and our conservative reason, okay? Or always that reason for that, because the moderate's always holding to the end of the day. Technically, it's a sell on close order at 3:55 p.m. So in conservative, this one actually had a target hit. But for moderate, you see how it says $100 there? Because I have this set up to show risking $100 based on the stop loss. So what happened is the AI makes the entry here, comes down and hits the target. Conservative gets it out, but moderate holds for the day, right? And so in moderate, it came up here and actually got stopped out here in moderate profit. So that's why that looks like that. And this still says target hit, right? And if I bring in a conservative column, let me bring that in really fast. We're going to duplicate columns. Conservative profit. All right, let's move that over. Let's display that. So here's our conservative. We're going to put that next to the moderate, right? So we can see what it was here. All right, we can see in conservative, I hit the stop, I got $100, but in moderate, I hit the target, got $100, but in moderate, and this can't possibly fail. I see you have a question. I'll get to you in just one moment. I just want to finish this thought on this here, because this tripped me up a little bit when I was trying to explain it to him, and I could see how someone would get tripped up by this. So my point here is that the moderate held the trade for the duration till the stop got hit. All right, and because the stop got hit, what happened is when this price began to recover on this candle again afterwards, it triggered what's called a re-entry. So it was the same trade technically, it was just re-entering that old trade is what kind of happened there. So That kind of worked out. I mean, look, the reentry price was 54.41. So that reentry price was up here about, all right? And we came down and we faded for a while again. So that reentry even worked actually really nice, a bit more than a buck on that reentry. And then this thing turned around completely. So anyways, just so many ways to look at this AI. And look, I'm one that pulls no punches. The AI looked like poo for Monday and Tuesday for sure. I didn't really pay attention to it Wednesday, so I can't speak on Wednesday. But I know it was terrible on Monday and Tuesday. And I thought, oh great, we've had a pretty good AI run, and now we start the test drive and it looks terrible. And then yesterday and today it kills it. So just kind of what it is. So hello, can you direct me to tech support? TI in Parallels is opening up and not populating at all. Just blank. All right, so this can't possibly fail. I'm gonna surmise that this is gonna be your issue. Are you? This can't possibly fail. Starting TI from the taskbar down here, and if so, please don't do that. And for anybody else, please don't ever start TI from the taskbar. The the desktop icon shortcut. That's where you need to launch TI from at all times. All right, so that's how that needs to happen. Otherwise, the pathing isn't correct. So can you tell me, this can't possibly fail, if you up here where it says File, New Tools, Window, Help, Account, where it says Help, do you have 3 asterisks? Yeah, let me know, because if you have 3 asterisks there, that's what your problem is. You're starting it from the wrong place. When you people pin it here, um, when people pin it down here, a lot of times the startup files don't copy correctly. So just always, please, 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 pretty please, just like I beg everybody, please shut down TI at night when you're done for the night. Shut it down, start it up in the morning. There's no reason to leave it open all night long. We do server work or data work on the servers on our overnight crunching, and that data can get interrupted coming back to you the next day. I'm not saying shut down your computer. That I'll leave that up to you. Although I think shutting down your computer is good practices. I do have asterisks always from the task. Interesting. So, well, if that ever happens to you, Kevin, you know why, or Kev. I'm going with Kev because KEV's at your beginning. All right. So yeah, that's what your issue was there. This can't possibly fail. That might work. I've never done it. I was just, I had it installed in my brain, instilled in my brain early. Um, just started from the desktop icon. So that's what I've always done. So, all right, that's that. Andy was messaging us, and he's funny seeing Facebook coming on his Armageddon scan, and I said, good. I'll pull no punches. I don't like Facebook at all. And for full disclosure, the only thing that I only created a Facebook account for to keep track of birthdays, and that's it. I don't post on there. I don't do anything else on there. Blocked everything I can on that thing. That's odd. You should had it should have asked you to create a desktop icon and then launch upon installation. Try to launch it from like the Windows spot. Try to launch it from here. See if you can find it in here and launch it from here. Yeah, Meta. Anyways, I mean that's just this is brutal for Facebook, brutal. But look, you have all these people for so long. We're in a bubble. We're in a bubble. The bubble's gonna pop and blah 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 blah. Go look at Facebook, Shopify, Zoom, Peloton, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Look at where those stocks are now. So the bubble popped, as far as I'm concerned. That stuff. I tried that, still asterisks. All right. I'm gonna have to send you to go to our homepage. Or yeah, try what K2 is saying here. Try to run it as administrator. Right click and then right click here and select run as administrator. Try that as a last ditch effort, and then I can try to send you to somebody. I don't know who to send you to. I guess Bill would be the de facto. So, all right. Let me know if that works. If not, all right. We're going to be building a scan with someone here. I want to write a scan so it triggers when a stock price, so previous week high. How can I achieve that? So tons of institution manipulating. Yeah, I mean, does it recover? I have no idea. Here's the problem. There's nobody, no youths that, the younger generations are not using Facebook, period. So, that's where it goes. Okay, that didn't work either. All right. All right, so this is what you should probably do here. This can't possibly fail. Can you come to the home page? Hopefully someone's going to be able to answer you right now. Go to our home page. Go to questions and answers. Go to ask. Go to chat. Describe your problem here. Press enter. Then you're going to enter an email. It's going to drop you into a chat, and someone better pick you up, or I'm going to have to. Well, I can't pick you up. I can't do a chat while I'm live streaming like this right now. But I messaged around to make sure someone tries to pick you up in that chat. All right. And then someone's supposed to be coming here for help with building a scan. So I'll wait that person to let me know they have arrived in the chat panel. Where we had thoughts about Facebook. Oh, I was kind of talking about bubbles popping. So, Zoom. Yeah, you got it. I mean, you might have to uninstall and reinstall. That's going to be kind of my first thought even before sending you to support, I guess. Uninstall and reinstall just to see if that creates the desktop icon afterwards. The only other thing that I can think is for some reason in the download process, there's a file that didn't copy over. All right, so you are my Andy sent you over to me. So alert when it crosses. So we don't have a way to compare the previous week, all right? But this is what we can do. We can go, all right, we can go like this, and you can follow along and do this with me, and then, I can of course share this afterwards via the cloud, but I think it's always good practice to try to follow along when scan building. So we can go new, and we can go alert window, all right? There's two options that we can do here. First, come to search, and you should see new alert. Go with that and click add alert and put a check mark in it if it's not there already, and get rid of anything else that's there. Get rid of any other alerts. Now, here are going to be your options there. You can put amount of days you want to look back in this box, but the issue is this counts weekends. So for example, if I put 365, that's a 52-week look back, all right, because of weekends. So, you can put 5 in here, or you can put 7 in here, whatever you want. All right, and it might be something you want to, adjust, on different days based on the look back that you're trying to find. That's number one. Or you can leave that blank for a new high today, and you can look for position in 5-day range, all right? And this is going to look back 5 days, all right? 5 trading days, not including the weekends. And you can add that filter, and you could put a minimum of 100 there. And then whenever it's, coupled with this new high on the day, this new high on the day, all right? That filter coupled with that new high on the day with 100 here, it's saying, all right, stock has to be making a new high on the day, and the price has to be 100% above the low of this 5-day range. All right, and that's where I would point you to try to do that. We don't have a way to compare weekly candles, so those are going to be your workarounds. All right, and then once you're there, then we can start doing we can start doing the other things that you want to have in here. Do you want a price range? I just throwing random numbers in here. Do you want a specific amount of shares traded on the day? Things like that. You want a relative volume in there, for example. All this kind of stuff like that. So I can put this template together like this for you real quick, and then you can make whatever adjustments you want. So what I've done is tell the scan we have to be making a new high on the day, and we got to be 100% above the low of the 5-day range. Price got to be between $8 and $100. Traded 125,000 shares today. It's got to be doing 2 times its relative volume, meaning it's doing 2 times the volume it's normally doing on 20 days. That's all that's there. And I mean, you can go through and you can search. There's a lot of filters in here. For example, if you want, RSI. Do you want that was not what I wanted to do. Do you want RSI, or are you looking for some kind of range too? We've got all these ranges. Well, these are alerts here. You want to skip the alerts. Hey, Mike C, how are you? Happy Friday. You got all these different range filters that are here that you can add if that's something you want to do. All kinds of stuff in here. All kinds of different volume metrics that change over a period of time. Right, that's if you want to do it. That's if you want to do it the selected alerts way. So you just have to alter that, at the beginning of each trading day, so that you're getting the look back to the specific day that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and share this out just as is. All right, and we're going to call it weekly high for And remember, I put that filter in there for 5 days also. So it's got a 5-day look back no matter what to start with. 5 trading day look back. You could always remove that filter too. Just erase the values for it. And then just please, 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 I always ask anybody that does take the scan, save it to the cloud. I go through periodically. I delete everything in my cloud that I don't use to try to clean it up a little bit. And so that's why I asked that. So, all right, Apple rolled over here. Does that mean that the market rolled over or just Apple's having bad? Nope, the whole market. It's funny. The SPY and Apple almost look the same on a 15-minute chart. I mean, let me rephrase that. The SPY and Apple look the same on a 15-minute chart. Not almost. Look at that. Ridiculous. The market is Apple. Look at this. Opening bar, red, green, red, red all the way down, right to here. And look at the, and then we start to move up, right? So that was this here. Sorry, that's that. This is this. And then we continued down, and we curled up, and we curled up. Hilarious. Just a slight variance between Apple and the SPY. Very minimal. All right, so if you're still here, this can't possibly fail. I see the chat that went on. I guess all the tech guys are tied up right now with a new build that they're trying to put out for the weekend, a new beta build. Try to do this. Can you completely uninstall Trade Ideas and see if you can reinstall it? Here, reinstall it. I'm going to give you a link to reinstall it from. Oh, also make sure that you have all the up-to-date .NET in Parallels and all those things like that. Make sure Parallels is all up to date and that Microsoft is up to date or Windows is up to date within Parallels, because that's one of the things there's some updates that they made than we had to make, and it requires a machine reboot. So you might also, this can't possibly fail, need to reboot your machine to reboot Windows within it too. But I'd start with that reboot, and if that doesn't do it for you, then uninstall and reinstall. And this is, the latest beta. I'm just going to drop the link in here for the latest beta. It's on, it's on the download page below, below the production version. So that's there like that. Oh, odd. It was working yesterday. Okay, that's even stranger then. Huh. I wonder if maybe Parallels had an update. I've never used Parallels, so it's foreign territory for me. So, all right, come on. Who else has got questions? There got to be some questions out there. Don't leave me hanging. Whoop. What am I doing here? Oh, that was a stocks like this template. That's what's going on. I won't lie. This market's kind of a bummer to me, in the sense that I like to mess around and build scans, but I've really always been a long trader. And building a short scan, I mean, I could try. Hello there, I'm testing TI and was wondering if you can show me how to create a scanner with multiple events. I created one and it triggered hours later. So there's no way to do it with, if you mean multiple events and multiple alerts, you can't link alerts together. All right. What links together is the alert. So this is how alert windows work. See how all these are individual icons, MK? All right. Those are alerts. They're events, a new high, a new low. You cannot link these together with themselves. These link with what we call filters. And the filters are a double icon, just like what you see here. These two icons standing for minimum and maximum values, this tealish color and this purple color, all right? And so the way it works for these windows is the selected alert, all right, has to be satisfied at the same time all the filters that you've placed in the scan are satisfied to get, boom, a time-stamped alert. So if you have, something you want to see built, or something you're looking for, I can help you build it. Based, of course, if we have the data points to build it from, and that it can be done. Obviously, we can do a lot of stuff. I mean, 500 different data points to build scans, but we can't do everything. So throw some ideas of what you're looking for, and we'll see if we can or cannot. So I want one that the high of the day to higher than pre-market high and break back under pre-market high. All right, so yeah, we can't do that, unfortunately. There's no way for us to tell a scan to say, show me you broke pre-market and then you broke back down pre-market. All right. What's the custom filter, James? You can email it, I guess, to info@trade. Info@trade. I'm not much of a custom person. I mean, I have a fairly good. There's no custom formula to do that, MK. What you want is, you're looking for events. Custom formulas, it's not a code compiler. It has to be data points that work within, or that exist within the system. It's short codes that you can string together that already exist. So, we can look for things that take out a pre-market, and we could look for things that, fall back below a pre-market. But we can't look for something that took out the pre-market and then fell back below it. Or, well, all right. There might be something we can do, MK, but it's not going to return you everything that it returns. Isn't always going to be doing exactly what you want. Probably some of the ideas are going to return. So this is what we can do. Let's do this. Let's try this. Let's go with a 5-minute. Let's go with a. Let's start with 5-minute low. All right. Let's start with a 5-minute low. Let's add this. All right. I'm trying to think outside the box here how we can make an attempt to accomplish this. Anyways, I don't know if this is even going to work at all. All right. For exercises purpose, just need a price range. And then, all right. Above pre-market. Yeah, the problem is getting it to be above it and then below it. So let's go below pre-market. Below pre-market. All right, so first thing what I did is I took a 5-minute low alert, all right? Because you're trying to find stuff that's falling back below that pre-market high, all right? And then I'm going to take a below pre-market high, okay? Filter here. I'm going to add that filter. And if we use the show me function in here, we're going to say, I forget how this works. Is at least 1% above today's pre-market high. All right, so show me prices above. I'm trying to get these right here. All right, so with this here, we got show me stocks where the price is below today's pre-market high. Also show me stocks where the price is at today's pre-market high. All right. And let's just take a look at what this did today, just as is for right now. And I'm going to need to add pre-market to it. Why would you do that? That's so annoying. All right, let me get rid of this drawing. Let's put a pre-market up here. Properties, pre-market. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm on this dev version. This is going to be a problem for us here. Sorry, I was experimenting with our early pre-market data this morning. And let me see here. Let's see if I can get a new chart up here. This is, sorry, interrupting here. All right, I don't think I can look at pre-market on charts right now. What I'm trying to do with this whole thing here is this. The idea behind the scan is to find things that are near the pre-market high and now falling. How are we going to look at pre-market now? I have to pull in an IB chart to do this. Can I even do that? New chart. Pulling the substitute teacher here. I'm trying to be crafty with this all. Okay, so where's the pre-market is here. All right, so this thing's going haywire on me. Let's go configure. Hopefully you're still kind of with me, everybody. Windows specific filter, 125,000 shares traded today. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just trying to narrow this down because I want this thing going crazy with a gajillion, zillion, million alerts. So it's not going to help anybody here. And let's do this. History. Configure. So I'm kind of like just kind of spitballing some ideas in my head right now. And then I'll walk you through more what I'm doing here in a second. The prices below today's pre-market. Let's go with this. -5. -0.5. -0.05. Here we go. I'm going to get this right one of these times. All right. Show me stocks with the prices below today's pre-market high, prices at today's pre-market high, prices no more than 5 cents above today's pre-market high. And let's do this, minus 10, minus 0.10. No. Okay, so now we're going to look at stocks that it's in between 5 cents below the pre-market high, but no more than 10 cents above the pre-market high. And it's moving lower in the last 5 minutes overall. This is going to be it right here, or close anyways. So, well, that's a terrible example because that's a terrible looking chart. That has traded nothing today. Let's go to history. Let's go to today and take a look at some stuff here. See if we can find a decent looking chart here. So, all right, this is what it did in the pre-market, and so we can see right here, we got to use this chart here, but that's the pre-market, and we can see we're, come regular market, we're up above it, and right now it's giving me an alert here at 235. So somewhere in here, it gave me the alert that it was falling towards below that pre-market, 235. That would have been here on one of these candles here, because we're looking at 5-minute candles. Much harder with different charts. Let's see what else we can find here. And remember, this will show stuff that might still be above the pre-market by 10 cents or 5 cents, did we say? By 10 cents. So it could be 10 cents above to 5 cents below. But the idea is that it's made a new 5-minute, it's made a 5-minute low. That's what we were trying to do here, to find stuff that was moving down in the range near that pre-market high. Look at PPC. So here we go. This came in at 9.51, so that would have been which candle would that have been? So that would have been in this candle right here, right? So there we are there, and there's the pre-market highs. And so as we were coming down and making this low, it was just going to touch the pre-market high right there. All right, and then it continued on down. So if I'm surmising that you're looking for short ideas here. And so, while we couldn't make exactly what you're looking for, MK, we've got something that's on track for it anyways. Is everything going to come that's coming out of this perfect? No, but no scan's ever going to do that anyways. So, KCG, so gold mining here. So again, here's, and here are our pre-market highs. Here's our, pre-market high, and then we got this alert at 9.52. So we got this alert in this candle here coming down, and that was the pre-market high, was back here actually. So we got that alert just as it was just above that pre-market high. All right, so we can tighten things up too. You can do some trial and error with this, but all right, let me go over exactly what I did in this scan now finally. All right, and you can even mess with this 5-minute low. You can do you could do a 15-minute low if you want instead, to try to find maybe more of a thrust down. So 15-minute low. All right, you can do that instead as well. What you want to avoid is new daily low, because obviously, well, on some of these it might work, some of it might not work on the new daily low. All right, that's where it'll come in, because the new daily low is going to look at intraday. It won't look at the pre-market. All right. But my point that I'm trying to make is we're using an alert that moves us down. So we could also look at other alerts that you can mess around with in this. It's got to be ones that work in the regular session. All right, so maybe some kind of inverted check mark, possibly standard deviation. I don't think you're really going to want standard deviation for this. Cross daily low support, that might be all right. I'm not sure, but the algorithm's going to look back and decide what's considered daily support, so that takes that out of your hands a little bit. trying to think if there's anything else in here that might want to look at. I mean, you could try a running down now, or a running down also, all right? Running down intermediate. But, you know, one of these, because like I said, you're going to want to look at stuff that's falling at least, at the very least, towards that pre-market high. And the filter is what's going to decide, you know, if the stock qualifies, being close enough to the pre-market high to get us qualified. Sorry, just trying to look at, you know, maybe, you know, one of these cross breakdowns here, any of these breakdowns, they might also go into it. So the alert part is what you're going to want to play with mostly, I think, all right? And then it's the window-specific filter alerts, or window-specific filters that we're looking at here. So we use this below pre-market high filter, all right? And again, we use the show me function in the middle to tell us what stocks have to be doing. Aside from the alert being met, stock has got to be between, you know, no more than 10 cents above the pre-market high, but it also can't be more than 5 cents. No more than 10 cents below the pre-market high, but also no more than 5 cents above that pre-market high, and it can be at the pre-market high as well. So we've got that kind of pre-market high range that we're looking at above and below it, so at least we know we're moving down and we're near the pre-market low at least, or pre-market high at least, all right? And then I just, you know, I threw some other filters in here, you know, price range I gave it, some volume metrics, just to find things that might look a little nicer is all. So, that was a good exercise right there, and hopefully everybody got a little bit out of that, showing like I said, we can't, you know, we're not able to go exactly, you know, up this way, up that way, back across that way, but we're able to get something kind of close to it using the data points that we have there. So I'm going to go ahead and near pre-market high, 5-minute low. That's what we're going to call it. I'm going to save it. I'm going to share it, and you can, you know, dive right in there and mess around with that yourself. Save and share, and you're going to promise me anybody that does opt to take this scan and load it, you're going to save it to the cloud right away, please, because at some point in the next probably 10 days, I will delete, you know, I go through my cloud and I delete everything. So in case anybody's not familiar with it, for saving a scan, any scan we want to save, right click, save or share to cloud. All right, we click that and save, bang. Yeah, you got it, MK. Happy I could help with that. I you know, racked my brain there for a minute because I cannot stand telling people we can't do something, especially when I know there's a lot of outside the box ways to do things. Just, you know, trial and effort, and trial and error is what I really meant to say. Trial, error, and, you know, of course, some effort can get us close to a lot of things that we want to see, for sure. So, all right, that'll wrap that up. I'm going to get rid of this IB chart. And what else do we have going on anywhere? Thanks, Mike. See, you know, once in a while, you know, I've got my moments. Not always the greatest. So the arrows indicate that there was either an alert or a price alert in there. All right, so that's what that arrow meant, is that was one of the last charts that we looked at. So that arrow indicates what candle that alert came in. So if I click KPTI right now, you're going to see an arrow. That's where this alert came in at 2:02 p.m. my time. Or if, you know, I click, let's say, this here, COM. I had a price alert that went off on this stock the other day right here. Are institutions using this tool as well? Not really, Peter. Not from our lack of effort, but no, a lot of institutions have their own scanning systems. They're not really interested in what we have to offer them. There's, you know, probably a few prop firms that use it, but nothing major. No, There's no, Goldman Sachs or someone like that. None of them are using our stuff. Would we like that? Of course we would. But they have their own system. They have their own systems and things like that in place. So nothing we do that they probably can't do, to be honest. Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm going for my CMT, so we'll see what happens in a couple of years from now when I become official. Maybe I'll get a slot like Michael Moss has on Trader TV or something like that. DTTW. I'm not even sure who that is. Who are they? Let's look it up. DD. Day Trade the World. Interesting. Toronto. Interesting. They use us? Okay. So, but they're like they coach people on trading and things like that too. Are they a prop firm as well? I don't see anything about trade ideas here. Got free ebooks, markets, platform, resources, pricing. Wonder if I'm on the right people or not. Sorry, I'm just tooling around their website really quick. Do a lot about teaching people to trade. Tricky subject with that. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, that one. Yes, there are some people in there that use it. Not all of them use it though. Um, yeah, for Trader TV, not all those guys use it, and they're individual traders and have to disclose everything because of being on TV and all that stuff like that. Like I said, I know there's some trading floors that there are people on the trading floors that use it, but there's no one firm that's like Trade Ideas is our scanner. No, it is not you. Bitcoin is absolutely tied to the market. Crypto is tied to the market right now. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sure there you can find. I mean, there's probably I don't know how many coins there are. There's got to be 10,000 coins at this point or something ridiculous. I'm sure you can find ones that are not exactly moving in lockstep with the market, but in general, for the most part, that's it. They're trading with the markets right now. I mean, you can really see human behavior in that too, because the market started to roll over. People reduce risk. So how do I load the scan from the cloud? All right, so you know that URL that I shared with you right there, MK? Click that URL, all right? And that should bring you a web page that looks just like this when you click that URL that I shared, all right? And it'll tell you here that's an alert window. It's one window that's in there. Near pre-market high, 5-minute low. That's the name of the window. All right, and you're going to have this URL that's here, right? And you're going to highlight that, copy that URL, and then you're going to look for your menu bar. And on your menu bar here, right, you're going to go, let me get rid of this now. You're going to go File, Load from Cloud, and that URL should be loaded for you. In the event it's not, just paste it right in there, and you're going to press Load, and bang, there's that scan. Perfect, excellent. You got it, MK. And I always tell people I do this every market day at 3:30 Eastern. Usually, I came a little bit early today to let Barry skedaddle. I don't know how he talks for that many hours a week. To be honest, I did it for like 13 hours. I did three support sessions last week for new test drivers, and yeah, it was brutal to talk for that long. Um, you know, MK, you're touching a sore spot for me. I started doing this back in September because we get so many emails about, oh, I need more live help. I need this. I need this. I need that. And nobody seems to come to these. I mean, there's 38 people in here right now. We've got, I don't know, 13, 14, 15,000 Trade Idea subscribers at any given point. And people just don't come to us for some reason. I don't understand why. I'm not sure. Um, I'm going to take that and So, all right, having issues keeping alerts popping up, switching channels. The alert windows or alert goes away every time I switch channels. So all right, Juan, you can only have one channel loaded at a time, kind of, all right? The way you can have multiple channels if you want is you can go to new, docked channel bar, and that'll bring one of these guys over, all right? And you can load a channel here, all right? And then if you want, again, you can go, new and dock channel bar, and then you could load another channel bar like that. Just keep in mind, the more stuff you have open, the slower you're going to be. So that's what you can do for that there, Juan, for loading multiple channels like that. All right. Get rid of some of this stuff here. And then what was there more on that question there? So, and you can't, here's the other thing. I want to keep seeing the alerts for halts or zooms. Once I switch channels, the alert window will go away. And also if I close the window in particular, the alarm won't pop up anymore. Right, so what you're going to want to do, Juan, is this. Load, whatever you have loaded, you're going to need to, leave that loaded and then load new channels from a docked channel bar. All right, that's what my suggestion to you is, Juan, to be able to switch back and forth between those things. The only other thing you could do, Juan, is this. You could create a docked layout of the things you want, and then you can load that docked layout. So for example, what you can do is this. You can take the you can take any scan and you can right click it and put it into a new docked window. All right, and that's what that's going to give you. Let me try this again. That's going to give you this here. All right. Wow, this thing just really wants to be a pain in my neck right now. All right, so that's going to give you this here, this docked window. All right. So what you can do is, Juan, take all the things that you want to be looking at all times. All right, and load it into docked windows like this. All right. So once you've got it here, you can rename this dock window, change title, dock for testing. All right. And now we can start to duplicate, right click, duplicate into dock for testing, and now it's here. And I can add, whatever I want. I can keep adding these individual things in here, the same ones. And at first they'll be tabbed together, all right? All right, so now I've got these 4 items in here that are tabbed together, and you can do it with anything. You can put anything into the dock, all right? And then you can take them and start to arrange them. So now it looks like it's free floating, but if I grab it, I can put it here like this with the tool, and I can start to move things around how I want them, all right? And so then I can save this as an individual window. So what I can do is I can right click at the top here, and we can go save or share to cloud, all right? And you can see how just these windows are saved here in this docked for testing, all right? And I can save that, all right? So now I've saved it, and if I get rid of it, and let's just say I bring up, I'm going to do this like this for this purpose. Let's say I click on a new channel, all right? And now it's going to kill basically my layout here, essentially. All right. Let me bring this back over this way. Hold on. All right. We're going to go new channel bar. All right, we're just going to load. We're going to load this something here, account builder, all right? So now account builder is loaded here, all right? And that other scan, if I want it, or those other sets of scans, I can go load from cloud, all right, and dock for testing, and here that is right here, along with that channel, all right? And that's how we can do it like that. All right, so you can have all the scans that you want loaded and then jump to another channel. All right. I want to call 8,000 stocks for top list. I want 4 columns, da 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 da. So you can only load 1,000 stocks at once in a top list. That's the max, Justin. So right click, come to time frame, go to set record count, and you can put that up to 1,000. Just keep in mind that's going to slow your machine down because you have, there's limited bandwidth back and forth on things that can go back and forth. All right, and then as far as sorting happens in 3 places, Justin. All right, so if we right click and we come to configure, the server sort is what we'll pull in first. So if 5,000 stocks first, and there's not 8,000 stocks in the US market anyways. No, don't apologize, Juan. No need to apologize. Some of this stuff, it takes a little bit. So, but here, Justin, to go over all this, if let's say you've got 2,000 stocks that meet the criteria of your scan, all right, and you put it to 1,000 record count, the first 1,000 that have the biggest change from close is what's coming in on that list. That's how that's going to work. All right. Yeah, races work post market. Just there has to be something moving in the post market based on the right filters too. So this is the server sort, all right, first, Justin. So that's the first thing you got to look at. And then you have your display sort. When you click on this here, all right, this will order them in what order you want them, top to bottom, based on this column. And then the last one, if you want a color scheme to match, if you go to properties and select colors, and you can select the color scheme that you want over here based on which filter you want it to be done on, if that matters at all to what you're doing. But for what you're doing, if you're trying to get thousands, you're going to have to create different scans based on the filters and the columns that you want, and then the server sort. So I think we got that there. Justin seems like he understands. And Justin, if there's something more you need me to elaborate on, or I didn't touch something the way you wanted me to, just let me know. I keep going. I'll keep poking down the rabbit hole with you here on this. Then the races don't work. Hi, I am in test drive till 28. Is there a UOA feature? Can you elaborate UOA? There's so many acronyms, I just can't keep track anymore. So here, let's mess around and build a race, just see if we can get something working. Oh, I get what you want, Jake. So there's some different videos to get started. Here's a good video that I made last year. Now, the only thing on this video that I would say is keep in mind we've changed some channels around. So there's no longer 4 Holly channels. There's just 3 Holly channels. All right, but this is a good getting started video right here. All right. We don't have the social media channel anymore because of whatever happened with StockTwits and them manipulating their data or whatever it is. It wasn't them manipulating the data. I don't want to misrepresent anything. There's a situation with StockTwits when the whole GME GameStop, whatever it's called, started, and that ended our data feed with StockTwits. So without getting into any whatever, they weren't manipulating their data necessarily. Just they didn't want to put Wall Street Bet stuff on their boards for a while that was going on. So that was that. All right. So let's mess and build with a race here. So we got this top list. We're going to build a race out of. All right. New top list. I'm missing something that someone said. So unusual options activity. I mean, we have, Jake, which, everything starts in the menu bar here for you. Go new, alert window, and you can start to search. We only have 6 options filters, so this is what you're going to have for options, OPTIONS, all right? And you can, select any one of these here, and, whatever you want, you're going to select that, and you're going to add filter here, and you can give it a value, minimum and maximum value. And if you don't, understand what a filter means, you can right click on it on the icon and go to help, and it'll give you this page here, and it'll take you to a definition. And there's 3 sections of definitions on this page that people really should pay attention. The very top is the definitions of the alerts. The middle is going to be how the filters on some alerts work, because some alerts have a filter attached to them. All right, so here's the alert. So for example, when we're talking about new highs and new lows, so we can see it describe, if you put something in that field, what it does there. And then lastly, we have the descriptions on every single one of our filters that are right here as well, and how they work. And again, there's multiple ways to get there. If you go to your in search, you can click on it and click help here. All right, and that'll bring you right to the specific one you're looking at. Or you can right click on it on the icons and go to help too, and that'll do that for you too. So to kind of try to point you at some stuff there, Jake. And then when you're with anything and you want to configure something, all of our configure happens with the right click, configure. There you are, configure. You got the tabs across here. Same thing, single stock window, right click, configure. All right. You can search to add columns. You can change columns in their order. With the charts, right click, time frame here, properties, there's all kinds of things, a dark theme if you want for the charts, show pre-market, show post-market, symbol linking on and off, and all these things like that. To point you in some stuff, Jake, and got a couple minutes before I peace out of here for the weekend, so let me know if there's other questions. Let's see if we can get a race going real quick here from anything going on right now. So let's clean this up and go with minimum of $4 here, and let's go search. We're just gonna race on nothing. Yes, market is closed Monday. Odd, why don't I have, oh, you know why I don't have it? That's why. Show column. And that's it. I'm going to race just based on this stuff right here. Let's see if we can't find some stuff. So launch a race. Let's go with this 1 minute change, and we're going to delta sort it, and let's go with 20 cars. Let's get this nice and big, and hopefully some things are moving in the post market for us to see. And I don't think I can show post market here because of what I'm doing. Come on, work. Post market works. All right, good. So let's see. We can see this thing's been moving down in the post market. KPTI, that's moving up, going all over the place in the post market. All right, and the race is going to start in a few seconds. So, all right, yeah, so we got this here is moving in the post market. So we can see all these different things are moving in the post market. And the next race is going to start. Oh, because I did a fast races. I didn't even realize that. What is the races? So, okay, what a race does is it takes a top list and essentially it narrows down the data in it. So what we do is we tell the top list, I want you to return me stocks based on my filter set here. I didn't put any filters in here other than the $4 price range, right? But here's a race that I've been running. I'll share with you. I got a couple of races I can share that have been decent, and I think, on days where the market's, a little more rippy to the upside, these races are better. Okay, so let's share this first. I'm going to share both these. I'll just go over one though. So there's race 1. And here is race 2. All right. And so to go over race 1, because it's actually very similar to it. So what I've done is I've taken a top list, all right? And I told this top list, I want you to return me stocks that have a $4 minimum. They traded 125,000 shares today. They have to be up 1% since yesterday's close. A relative volume of 3, meaning they're doing 3 times what they're normally doing over the last 10 days in volume, and their 5-minute RSI has to be a minimum of 45, all right? So that's the first part that I did this, all right? So that's what this is going to return me items or stocks that meet all those filters. Then when I launch the race, I say, all right, great, you're bringing me those stocks, but what's moving now? So the way I'm using this to find those moves, all right, is I am using, nope, I don't have it in here as a column. All right, anybody that loads that, this is what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to right click, configure, search, change, 2 minutes here, all right? And you're going to go show column, all right? 2-minute %, show column, all right? So now when I launch the race, right click, launch real-time race. So I know this, I've got what I believe to be good quality stocks based on what I'm scanning for, right? Now I want to base the race on a 2-minute % change, all right? And a delta value, meaning I want to see what's changing right now in the last 2 minutes, all right? And that's how it's going to go. And I like to click replace cars and auto run. And you can run the race for however you want to run it. I've been running 3-minute races, what I've been doing, and you're going to press play. And so now all the stocks that met the criteria of this, I only clicked 5. So it's going to take the 5 here because if we go look at the race setup, I only chose 5 lanes. So let's try that again. Launch real-time race. Go with 20 lanes. Run for 3 minutes. Based on a 2-minute delta value. All right, now you're going to see if 20 stocks meet this, you'll see 20 stocks here. All right, this will count down because top lists have a 30-second countdown. And now it's going to show me, all right, look, I can see all these right here, but is something actually moving? Is anything happening? Are these things alive? So that's what this is going to do. This race is going to show me what's moving in the last 2 minutes based on a %. And that's what races do. And it's pretty awesome. So here we go. 2, 1, and I don't know if any of this stuff is moving in the post market or not. So AMPL says it's moving right now. It's moved recently. And yeah, so we can look at this chart and we can see this thing has been moving, 90, 20 bucks essentially, all the way up to 2064. We've seen these movements recently with this. KPTI in the last couple minutes, same thing, it has some movement. So, and that's essentially what this does. This one won this race right here, all right? So HCC made this move. All right, we can see this thing is kind of continuing to fade like that, all right? And that's what the stock racing does. So it takes the top list and turns the top list into a whole new scan essentially. So, all right, that's gonna do it for me here today, folks. All right, appreciate everybody coming in. Hopefully, everybody got a little bit out of this. I will be back here Monday at 3:30 Eastern Time. And yeah, you're very welcome, MK. Happy to do this. And Barry. So Barry will he'll have the stream open Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. He gets live on the mic at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and at noon we do a live Q&A similar to what I just did now. Barry comes back at 1, and then I come back again at 3:30. How many races? I've been just running 2 races for now. Renwick, that's it. Oh, right, not Monday. Thanks, Pamela. Yeah, Tuesday. We already went over that, too. I keep having to be reminded of it. So, yeah, Renwick, I'm just running 2 races at the moment. I'll be honest. Um, I feel like if you've got 2 quality races, I think that's what you need. I'm also one of those people, I don't like too much going on my screen during live market hours. It just becomes too much of a distraction for me. I can't look at everything at once. There's too much information. I get paralyzed. So, all right, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all very much for the kind words. Um, and I hope everybody has a wonderful and safe and fun and all those good things holiday weekend. So, all right, everybody, we'll see you back here Tuesday, not Monday. All right, take care. Thank you and goodbye.